So today is all about the challenge that comes before the reward. Yeah, unfortunately, often what happens is things get far more difficult before they get easier. So I'm going to talk about two things, why that is, and the second thing is what you can do about it. And then we'll wrap this up real quick. So why do things, when you're doing something, especially a habit change that you're excited about and you want to do this thing, and whether it's, exercise or weight loss or changing jobs or stop smoking or a myriad of things that you could want to change. Why does it get harder? Well, a couple things. First of all, you're getting out of your comfort zone. You're doing something new. And so anytime you're out of your comfort zone, there's that bit of unknown and unrest, which brings doubt and can bring feelings of fear, that fear of unknown, fear of failure. And so all of those things start to build up resistance. And resistance is really what's happening there, is that's making it harder for you to succeed or harder for you through this change because you're getting resistance from yourself. You might be getting resistance from other areas as well, but part of that resistance is all about you and the doubt that's being created and the fear that's being created. And the other reason is you're doing something new. There's a learning curve. Anytime you change something, you're doing something new. So there's a learning curve. You have to learn and practice. You didn't just get on a bike the first time and go riding down the street with no training wheels, did you? Well, I'm assuming the answer is no. I'm not sure that I know of anyone who ever did that. So the point is, it's a learning curve. You have to practice. You have to make that effort and learn about that change that you're trying to make. So that kind of brings me into what can you do about it. So you've got this fear and you've got this doubt or whatever the feelings are for you. You've got this resistance that's coming up for you in this habit change that you are making. So what can you do about it? Well, the great thing is there are a lot of things that you can do about it. The first thing is, don't quit. Don't quit just because there's a little resistance, and discover what that resistance is. You need to buckle down, look inside yourself, figure out what is that resistance? Where is that coming from? Because if you don't know what's coming at you, you can't fight it. So you need to learn to have that conversation with yourself and figure out, why am I resisting this? Where is this fear coming from? Have I failed at this before? Am I just scared of the unknown? Where's that resistance coming from? So really dig deep, discover that. Don't quit. It's always harder to restart than to keep going. So dig into figuring out what that resistance is. And remember that habit change is a learned process. It's learned. Anything that you do new is learned. It's a skill. So you're building a skill. So give yourself a little grace. This might be something that's wildly new for you. It might be something that's mildly, I didn't really mean to rhyme there, but could be mildly new to you. So give yourself a little grace. This is a learning process. I'll talk about some of the steps of how to make that learning process a little bit better later in this series. So things like making it really convenient for this habit change. So say your habit change is that you're wanting to exercise in the mornings. So get in the habit then of setting yourself up for success by putting your shoes out, putting your clothes out, or wearing your clothes to bed, however that works best for you. Having a water bottle full next to where you're going to be working out, having that DVD ready to go, or meeting up with a friend at the gym, or putting those putting those pieces into place that will set you up for success. That's how you're going to build that habit change and practice. And it's going to start to get easier because you're giving yourself the tools to make it easier. You're practicing and you are making it convenient for yourself. So I'll talk more about that later in the series. The other piece about what to do if you're feeling that resistance to change is revisit or visit for the first time why you really want to make that change. If you're saying you want to lose 10 pounds to lose 10 pounds, it's not good enough. It's not a deep enough understanding of why you need to make that change to keep you going and for you to draw on. You got to dig a little bit deeper. Ask yourself, why do you want to lose that 10 pounds? And then whatever that answer is, well, why is that? Are you looking to be an example for your kids? Do you want to go running around with your dog more? Do you want a new habit to do with your significant other? Is it purely health reasons? You have a string of heart disease in your family and you want to do everything that you possibly can to live a healthier life. So you have to dig into that why. Why is it so important that you make this change? If you have a really deep why, you need to write that down. You need to remind yourself every single day. That will help you to drive forward, to drive through that resistance. So those are some of my tips on what to do when you're starting to feel that resistance. Don't quit. Discover what that resistance really is so that you can combat it. Remember that habit change is a learned process, and dig deep and figure out why this habit change is so important to you so that you can really, really latch on to that piece of it, and that will help you to continue building momentum in habit change and help you keep that desire to make that change. Because remember, if you quit, you're going to go back to how you've been living before. And maybe you're okay with that, and that's fine. But why did you want to make a habit change anyway? There's a reason why you wanted to make that habit change. And if you quit, you will never know what you're really capable of. And so if you keep going, if you keep pushing yourself, figure out what that resistance is and really move in that direction and think about the habit change in those terms instead of getting wrapped up in the fear and the doubt or whatever your emotions are around it. If you can push yourself to continue on why it's important and what this will mean for your life, then you will discover what you are really capable of. If you quit, you just go back to your comfort zone and you'll never know. So I am urging you to dig deep, figure out what that resistance is, and just know the more you do it, the more you practice, the easier it will get. And you will learn what you are truly capable of.